Hi, I'm Tristan, and this is Thinking About Politics. So as I said in our video earlier this week, we got knocked off our regularly scheduled programming by these stunning events unfolding in Afghanistan. We had initially planned to do a video about the reinstatement of Donald Trump that some of his supporters will bang on and on and on about. So I figured we'd circle back and we'd at least do a quick thumbnail sketch of that video. And I want to state at the outset that, personally, I want to cut conservatives a little slack here. I don't actually think most conservatives believe Donald Trump is going to be reinstated. I think most of them know what's going on. And I think the, third that say Donald Trump is going to be reinstated, I think most of them understand that Donald Trump is not going to be reinstated. Most of them, I think, are just trolling you. Personally, that's kind of what I think. And I only think that because, it's so obvious that there's no lawful way, again, following the law, to get Donald Trump back into office through a quote-unquote reinstatement. So I figured we'd just, it's such an easy argument, we'd just bang this one out real quick and leave it to rest. So everybody, pull out your little pocket constitutions. You should have one. And if you don't, get one. Have it. Put them all around your house. Use them as coasters. Just have them on hand. So if you open up to Article 2, which covers the executive branch of government, Section 1, Clause 1 says that the executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States of America, and he shall hold his office during a term of 4 years. Makes sense so far? So if you go down to Clause 6 in that same section, you'll see a portion that reads as follows. In the case of the removal of President from office, or his death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of the said office, the same shall devolve onto the Vice President, and the Congress may by law provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or inability, both of the President and the Vice President, declaring what officer shall then act as President. So neat. Power devolves to the Vice President when the President's removed. Cool. But notice, the President holds the power. He holds the office of President until he's removed. So how do you remove a president? Well, flip back to Article 1, Section 3, Clause 1, 2, 3, 6, maybe? The Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. When sitting for the purpose, they shall be on oath of affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside, and no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present. Judgment in cases of impeachment shall extend no further than removal from office, and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. The party convicted shall nevertheless be liable and subject to indictment, trial, judgment, and punishment according to the law. So, if a president's breaking the rules, your remedy is to remove him from office through the Senate, through an impeachment. And if you do that, the power falls to Vice President Harris. All right, we're done. But wait a minute. What if Vice President Harris is also impeached? Well, according to Amendment XXV, which is just a silly way to write 25, Section 2 says that whenever there is a vacancy in the office of Vice President, the President shall nominate a Vice President who shall take office upon confirmation by a majority vote of both houses. So, let's say you've gone and you've been able to remove Joe Biden somehow with a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate. Well, Vice President Harris now becomes President Harris. Now there's a vacancy in the vice presidency. She is allowed to nominate someone who then, with a simple majority of the House and the Senate, will become the new vice president. So if you remove her, that new person will become president, and you just do that whole thing over again. Oh, but wait, I hear you say. What if the fraud, whatever that is so bad that Kamala Harris is removed too? Well, I'm glad you asked. Remember back in Clause 6 of Article 2, there's a portion that says that Congress may by law provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or inability, both of the President and the Vice President, declaring what officer shall then act as President. And that's exactly what Congress has done. See, this right here is called the Legal Information Institute. It's at a Cornell Law School. It's an amazing resource. I'll leave a link in the description. You should go here. It has links to all the laws in the U.S. Code. Such a great resource. Here, the way to read these is like this. This 3 means it's part of Title 3. U.S. Code means United States Code, obviously. And Section 19, it's called Vacancies in the Offices of both President and the Vice President, officers eligible to act. And see, it says down here that the Speaker shall, upon his resignation as Speaker and as Representative of Congress, act as President when both the president and the vice president take a hike. So that means President Pelosi, unless, this happens after 2022, which would be weird because it was supposed to happen this year. But if it happens after Republicans retake the majorities in the House and Senate, let's say, well, then maybe you're looking at President McCarthy. But let's just say the fraud, again, whatever it is so bad that even Nancy Pelosi gets removed. And then let's say Speaker McCarthy is involved in January 6th and gets hauled away in irons for that. Well, in that case, you're looking at the pro tempore of the Senate serving. Pro tempore is the longest person serving there. In this case, it's Patrick Leahy. Now, let's say Patrick Leahy gets caught up for... Wait a minute. What could Patrick Leahy have possibly done? We are now like 5 rungs down the ladder of presidential succession. How deep does this conspiracy have to go before you realize that Donald Trump is not going to be made president? So, look, this is pretty obvious. There's very clear legal rules in place. There is no way that Donald Trump, there's no mechanism by which he could become president again. There's no legal mechanism by which he could become president again anyway. So why are people saying this? Well, again, I suspect a lot of people are just trolling you. I think they're just trolling. It's like flat Earth. I'm sorry, I don't believe anybody actually believes in a flat Earth either. Sorry, prove me wrong. But there are some politicians who are fundraising off of this, who are corrupt enough to perpetuate this lie for money. There are some who believe it's their way for votes. And again, there are some who don't care that there isn't a legal way to get Donald Trump back in office. They're willing to do extra legal things to get him there. Say it again. There are folks out there for whom the idea of violence doesn't seem to be a problem. There are folks out there who are not fans of America and would like to see all democracies burn. I worry about those people. Anyway, that's it for me. You've been great. I hope to see you again next time, but until then,
I ain't got
keep
time
thinking.
to kiss you now. I'm busy with this mule.